What's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in today for another episode of Smoked. We are out here today at the Homegrown Academy in Carver, Mass. Today we will be speaking with the organizers and owners and also speaking with some vendors. Look forward to learning and joining us on our experience in this lovely task today. What's going on, everyone? I want to thank you again for tuning in today to your show, Smoked. I am here today in Carver, Mass at the Homegrown Academy, and beside me is the two owners, Brennan and Jason Cunningham. Today they have an event going on, and I will let them further elaborate on that.
Hey, so today we are having a free community open house. We're inviting the public to come down and learn a little bit more about what the cannabis industry has to offer and what legal marijuana now means for our communities. So we invited a bunch of different groups down from all around the cannabis sphere, as far as nonprofits and science, education, some research companies, just to sort of let the public in on what we have going on in our Massachusetts marijuana industry.
It's also given us a good chance to showcase our classes and offerings we have for the community. So we're also running a lot of specials today and giving the community a chance to come out and get a discount on some of the classes and find out what we're all about here and what we actually offer.
All right. So as you heard, they do give classes here. So you can catch them online at www.homegrownacademy.org. And again, they're located in Carver, Mass. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is your host, BuddahMan, in the show Smoked. Aside me, I have Joe working with MCRLabs located out of Framingham. Joe, why don't you go on and elaborate, let us know a little about what you got going on over there.
Absolutely. So we're an analytical testing lab for cannabis products. We test flower, concentrates, edibles, lotion. If it's got cannabis in it, we'll test it. So we do all the state mandated testing that the dispensaries have to do to sell stuff. We do that for anybody who needs it. So we'll give you a potency profile, cannabinoids, terpenes. We'll also do any safety screening that you'd like, whether it's heavy metals, pesticides, microbial contaminants. We'll check it out for you, make sure everything's on the level.
So it seems like you got a lot of things going on down here. Why don't you help us further understand this little calendar here?
Absolutely. So what we got here, this is a chart that shows like all the different ways that you can consume cannabis and a little bit about the differences between those consumption methods. So whether it's flower or concentrates, like obviously, your concentrates are going to be a little more intense, a little like longer high, and those are also going to have an onset that's a little bit quicker. So what this chart does, it just kind of helps anybody who's new to cannabis understand, like, they don't have to smoke it. You can eat it. There's lotions that you can put on, like, for muscle and joint pain. We're trying to just let people know that there's a lot of different ways to consume cannabis, a lot of, like, needs that it can serve, whether it's medical or recreational. There's a way that the plant can help you.
All right. Thank you for that, Joe. And this simple analysis here?
Yeah, so this is an example of a report that you would get if you did some testing with us. Right here we've got a cannabinoid profile. That's 10 different cannabinoids. And then also down here is a terpene profile. That's 23 different terpenes. So we test for these. We identify which of these are present in a product and in what concentration they're there.
And what are cannabinoids for those who don't know?
So those are the active compounds in cannabis. They're not all necessarily psychoactive, but they do have some sort of like bioavailable element to them that's going to give you, a physiological response. So with THC, that's the one that everybody knows the most about. That's the primary psychoactive, so that's going to be what contributes to the quote-unquote high that you feel. But there's also CBD, THCV, all these other substances that we don't fully understand right now because there hasn't been a lot of research allowed on them. But they all do have some effect in the body. Like people are noticing now with CBD that it's very good for anti-anxiety or, anti-inflammation, all that kind of stuff.
All right. Joe, I want to thank you for your time here, my man.
Appreciate
and look
it, guys.
forward to learning more about the situation. And we out of here, y'all. Thank you.
Go out on the ocean, just me upon my boat.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your host, BuddahMan, and beside me I now have Patrick. We are still here out in Carver, Mass. At the Homegrown Academy for today's event. We got Patrick here from Green Matters, located out in South Middleborough. Patrick, why don't you let us know what you got going on here at your table?
So we're a local grow supply store located in South Middleborough. We're a knowledge-based shop first. We brought some of our samples today and brought one of the Sasquatch machines to tell people about it. We're an exclusive distributor of Sasquatch here. This is a heat press machine. So what this is, it uses heat plates and pressure. This thing will do 10,000 pounds of pressure right here from a hydraulic ram. And you can solventlessly extract cannabis oil from plants. So from heat and pressure, you can extract what's known as dabs or extracts or shatter, separate the THC and the THCA even with more refined processes. It's pretty cool.
That's dope. And behind here, you also have...
Yeah, so we sponsor the Grow Academy here, Paul's Grow Academy. And so we give him all the materials used to use in his classes, from lights and tents and fans, filters, so he can teach the average person on how to use this equipment.
Gotcha.
We're hand in hand, man, just helping the community.
So how much will one of these Sasquatch machines go for?
Right there, I mean, you're looking around $2,800 for that machine right there, and that's kind of a base model. There's one model that just came out, it's a little bit newer than that. It's called the half press. I think that one's around $1,800.
All right. Well, Patrick, I want to thank you for your time and let
always.
us know about your Green Matters, and we look forward to seeing you.
Come down, get some knowledge, learn how to grow with us, man.
We look forward to doing that. We will. Thank you. I appreciate it. And we out of here, guys. Thank you.
If I were Roy Rogers, sure enough be single, could bring myself to marry in the whole day. Just be me and true. Right on to the movies, buy a boat, and on say. If I had a boat and go out on the ocean, if I...
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Smoked. We are now here with Jody and Sherry from Green Nurse Group. Ladies, why don't you go on and let us know more about your nursing group here?
Hi, my name is Sherry, and this is Jody, and we're from the Green Nurse Group. We are a group of registered nurses and licensed health professionals, and what we actually do is we act as medical liaisons between patients and the medical cannabis industry. So we ask patients basically what is important to you, and we help them to get there. So we look at the bio, psycho, social, spiritual aspect of a patient. Yes. And we try to bring them holistic health, whole body, and we educate on cannabis as a tool. We hand-hold, and we say to patients, let us hold your hand until you're ready to let go. And this is Jody.
Hello. You know what? The idea of being able to help patients, educate them, get rid of this stigma. I mean, there's just been so much, reefer madness, over all these years. I mean, I've been a nurse for almost 30 years, and I first learned of the endocannabinoid system 2 years ago. That's wrong. We don't learn about it in nursing school. It's not taught in medical schools. That has to change, and I think, starting here, I think it's a start. We're changing.
We're the face of change. That's what we hope to be, the face of change.
Yeah.
Help you educate, help you engage in a society that is changing. We're evolving. And part of it is opening up your consciousness, opening up your mind, step outside the box. Because it's happening, whether you participate in it or not. And you'll enjoy the ride a lot more if you let us hold your hand.
Right? Come with us.
And those are the two ladies from Green Nurse Group. I thank you very much for watching Smoked. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Smoked. We are now here with Lisa Paroled. I'm so sorry. Lisa Parole from the New England Veterans Alliance. Lisa, would you further elaborate on us what this program is about?
Absolutely. New England Veterans Alliance is a group of a group of people that are veterans working for veterans. We educate and help veterans understand about alternative treatments to opioid and PTSD, different medications from what they're getting from the VA. We help them transition. We help find medication for them if they can't afford it. And we cover all of New England. We're starting to have offshoot offices in different states, so people can contact us there. We have a once-a-month get-together. It's a comedy night in Sesh at the Tetrahydra Club in Rhode Island, and that's free to all veterans. You can come. We have a circle where we all talk about our problems, and for some veterans, that's the only time they get out of the house a month. So it's a great cause. You don't have to be a veteran to come and join and see the comedy night. It's a $10 donation at the door.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? You don't have to be a veteran to come join the comedy night. And again, she works with New England Veterans Alliance.
You can find us on Facebook and on Instagram.
There you go, there you go. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for tuning in, Watch You Smoke, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the show Smoked. I'm the host, BuddahMan. I am now sitting here with MassCan at this table. Alongside me, I have Maggie and Sam. Maggie, would you further elaborate what MassCan is about here?
So MassCan is an educational coalition fighting against cannabis prohibition for the last 30 years. We put on the Boston Freedom Rally. It's a very large, if not the largest, free cannabis event on the East Coast, and it's educational speakers, music. The Ed Village is a huge feature this year, so really all about education on cannabis.
That's what's up. And you know, got a lot of things going on here. Is there anything you'd like to talk about that's up here?
Well, the mass grass is always a good feature. It's got a lot of educational information. Members get it every quarter, I believe. So we've got a ton of issues here that you can take with you if you like. Membership forms on the back. But we have, all the good stuff. Greenleaf, they're actually doing the concessions. Greenleaf Concessions is doing the vending for the rally this year, so they're a good group to talk to, but, just got the basics, lighter leashes, this cool little fake plant here, so people can see what,
That fooled me, honestly. I didn't even pay attention. I just thought it was a plant right there. If you didn't say it was fake, I would have thought, got me.
So funny.
Well, yeah, I'd like to thank you for your time and information. Do you have anything to say over here, Sam?
I have a lot to say, but I'll spare you. I'll just talk about MassCan briefly. It's an all-volunteer run organization. It's been going on for almost 30 years now. I got involved with the first Freedom Rally I went to. I was 14 years old. I'm 36 years old now, and I attribute cannabis to me not. I was really going down a path of addiction. I was probably going to become an alcoholic because it just ran in my family. And I honestly got introduced to cannabis at a young age, as a young teenager, and I really believe that took me off the path that I was on and put me on the path I am today. And I'm very, very thankful for it. And MassCan it was one of the first organizations that got me involved in advocacy, and it opened my eyes as to how important it is to use your voice and to speak up for injustices that are occurring in society. And I really encourage anybody that wants to get involved to become a member. As I said, we're all volunteer. This is all a volunteer-run organization. Nobody gets paid for doing this. And you can really, if you become a member, you start volunteering, you get to go to some really, really cool events such as this one. So that's really all I got. That's my piece for now. I appreciate you hearing me out.
No doubt. I appreciate every part of it, my man. Again, I'm sitting here with Maggie and Sam for MassCan, and I want to thank everyone for tuning in this evening. We out of here.
Go out on the ocean, just me upon my pony, my boat. Mr. Masked Man was smart, got himself a Tonto, 'cause Tonto did the dirty work for free. And Tonto, he was smart, One day you said, keep sorry. Kiss my ass, I bought a boat. I'm going out to sea. And if I had a boat, I'd go out on the ocean. If I had a pony, ride on my boat. Leave it all together. Go out on the ocean. Just me upon my pony. Ride on my boat. If I were like lightning, I wouldn't need no sneakers. Come and go whenever I would please. Scare 'em by the shade tree, yeah, scare 'em by the light post. I would not scare my pony on my boat out on the sea. And if I had a boat, I'd go out on the ocean. If I had a pony, ride on my boat. We could all together go out on the ocean. Just me upon my pony, my boat. Just me upon my pony, on my boat.